Welcome to the Reading Theatre Project's 6th annual 5-Minute Fringe Festival. My name is Vicki Graff, and I'm the Artistic Director of the Reading Theatre Project. First, we want to thank the Pennsylvania Council on the Arts, Berks Arts, the Reading Musical Foundation, and the Berks County Community Foundation for continuing to support and advocate for us and other arts organizations throughout the pandemic. We would also like to thank Restore Property Care, Lightning Rod Reiki, and Elaine and Ed Soltis for sponsoring the Fringe Festival this year. If this is your first 5-Minute Fringe Festival, welcome. If you've been to the 5-Minute Fringe Festival before, you can still expect new, challenging, delightful, experimental, and personal performances. Each night features different pieces from different artists, 6 or 7 each night, and each night will be followed by a talkback. I hope you will join us on Zoom immediately following this performance. We will share a Zoom link in the comments. Please note, this performance is not appropriate for children. If you are able, please consider making a donation on our website, what you might pay for a ticket to see a play or a play reading. This project is offered for free, but your financial support will let us know that the work we do has value and will enable us to carry on. If you're on social media, please share a photo and your thoughts about Fringe and tag us or forward our email blast to a friend and introduce them to our work. Word of mouth really helps us to connect with new audiences. And now, please enjoy the 5-Minute Fringe.
Hey, sorry I'm late.
No surprise.
What is this about again? I've been working on an illustration all day.
More of your chairs?
It's chair arms? No, it's actually a job.
For money?
Yes, for money.
Well, we need to talk about what we're doing for Mom's birthday, but briefly, can you tell me about it? Is it good money?
At this point, it's all good money. Yesterday, it was actually going pretty well. I was pretty happy with it.
Okay.
It was going great. I was actually enjoying the change. But now I can't do it. I can't do anything. I'm at a complete standstill. I am totally, completely 100% stuck.
So, what's the problem?
It's the thighs.
It's the what?
Thighs. The thighs, like on your legs. It's Rosalind from As You Like It when she's dressed up as Ganymede the shepherd. It's for a book cover.
So, what's the problem with the thighs?
They told me they want her to be naturalistic.
You like that.
But wouldn't a pampered young aristocratic woman have full, jiggly thighs? A shepherd would be skinny, wouldn't he? From all day in the field, like shepherding. He's probably malnourished. And it's not like Rosalind's doing CrossFit or whatever. She would have been lounging around most of her life, eating fatty meats and pudding.
There's always those obnoxious women who are skinny no matter what they eat.
Don't call them obnoxious. That's obnoxious.
Well, just make her one of those.
An Elizabethan duke's daughter, though?
Why not?
It doesn't make any sense. It's not intrinsic. It's a fallacy. It's dishonest. No, they are making me lie. Oh.
Are you there? We have to talk about Mom's birthday.
What if I can't even do it? What if they don't even like it? Oh, God, it's too much pressure.
How is this different from when you went to art school with teachers making up different assignments for you?
Teachers weren't expecting you to do well. This has to be an A or I don't pay my rent. I really miss my chair arms. I haven't been able to paint a chair arm in weeks. I think I was really getting at something. I think I'm getting closer. It's something about human nature, or maybe it's about loss. I know it doesn't pay the bills, but it's what I do. What if I forget it?
But this is still painting, isn't it?
Is it though?
Well, what else could it be? Well, you have to do it.
I know I have to do it. I said I would do it. I have to do it. But naturalistic, I don't think they even really know what that means. I don't think they even really want a real woman. A rich noble lady would never have the thighs of a poor shepherd boy.
Meg, it's just a comedy.
I know. Why doesn't anybody ever buy my chair arms? Why? Are they so bad?
No.
Why doesn't anybody ever seem to understand my chair arms? It's not rocket science. It's where people put their arms. Different people. And some people don't even have arms. Yesterday, I saw some gorgeous chair arms in the curb and someone's garbage. Just the arms. Disconnected. No chairs. Oh my God. It was amazing. I wanted to paint them so bad. But I had to come back and work on this fucking Rosalind Ganymede monstrosity.
Meg.
I know. I don't want to be a diva or a prima donna. I'm not conceited. It's not like I think I should be able to do whatever I want. I know I have to bend. I know capitalism is bigger than I am. I know it's just one damn painting. It's just a job. And who cares about the thighs of a fictional woman who was originally played by a male actor anyway? But me, I care. They just want me to stick a pretty femme face on a prepubescent body. And like, how can I?
When is it due?
Tomorrow morning.
Well, you knew it was going to be like this when you decided to go to art school. You knew you were going to have to support yourself somehow. We all warned you. It's not really other people's fault that they don't get your chair arms. It's not Norman Rockwell or Monet or something. Other people are just going about their business, trying to get by just like you. I bet you $1 million that the person who is editing this new edition of As You Like It didn't dream of being an editor when they were 17. But we grow up. We face the music. We adapt.
I want to.
Do you?
What is it Haman says to Creon and Antigone?
Oh, I have no idea, but I don't think you should be bringing Antigone into this.
I have to finish it.
You have to finish it.
I already accepted she has to be small enough in the boobs to be able to bind convincingly. That was fine. I'm hiding her hands behind her back. I can do the thighs.
Good. And that's all the time I had set aside for this today, so I will just email you the to-do list and you can read it over when you're done painting. You can just check off the things you think you can do and I can do the rest.
Okay.
Okay. You can do it, Meg. I know you have it in you. Try to lighten up.
Okay.
Okay. Bye. We'll talk tomorrow. I fully expect to see a Rosalind with thighs like a stork tomorrow.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, bye.
We're opening doors, singing, here we are. We're filling up days on a dime. That faraway shore's looking not too far. We're following every star, there's not enough time. When he looks at me, everything's hazy and all out of focus. When he touches me, I'm in the spell of strange hocus pocus. He's so, I don't know, I am so, I don't know, but I know if it's love, then it's lovely. Opening doors, singing, look who's here. We're risking it all on a dime. The faraway shores getting very near. We haven't a thing to fear. We haven't got time. I'm a little bit in love. Never felt this way before.
little bit more? Will he be my all, or did I just fall a little bit? A little bit in love. They're slamming the doors, singing go away. It's less of a sail than a climb. That faraway shores, farther every day. We're learning to ricochet. We still have a lot to say. It started out like a song. It started quiet and slow, with no surprise. And then one morning I woke to realize we had a good thing going. Will this be my all, or did I just fall a little bit? A little bit in love. We're opening doors, singing here we are. We're filling up days on a dime. That faraway shores, looking not too far. We're following every star. We haven't got time. And while it's going along, we take for granted some love will fade away. We took for granted a lot, and still I say it could have kept on going instead of just kept on. We had a good thing going, gone. We're banging on doors, shouting here again. We're risking it all on a dime. That faraway shore's getting near again. The only thing left is when we know we should count to 10. We haven't got time. We haven't got time.
Well, today isn't any different. And all the years we've been coming on Wednesdays to the park, never been on time, constantly late. I sat here talking to myself for 20 minutes. What I should have done is come 40 minutes late so you can wait 20 minutes. Now it's too late. I should be the one that's late. I have a house, a yard, a garden. What do you do that time gets away from you? You don't cook for yourself. Why so late? Conversing with lonely widows to turn them into Democrats. You moved into an efficiency. What you did was not downsize. That was reducing your life to a postage stamp. That's how you dealt with Marie's death. Postage stamp. I can never do that. When Lorraine died, I wanted to keep our possessions, not get rid of memories. You kept very little. And your daughter knew just what she wanted. That painting of Marie was valuable art, and you let her have it. That's what's wrong with Democrats. You gave her everything she asked for. Even as a child, you were too liberal. Your politics. Never understood them. I don't understand how Marie could have switched from a Republican to a liberal. Me and Lorraine and Marie were of the same mind. The Young Republicans Club was our second home. You show up, and Marie goes to hell. If she had stayed a Republican, she'd still be alive. You were a sweet talker. You wowed her with your bombastic rhetoric. I thought you would get tired of you. I got tired of you very quickly. She asked me if I would give you a fair chance. I tolerated you for the sake of my wife and for Marie. You turned out not to be as nuts as I thought. Your daughter keeps moving farther and farther away. When she moved away so soon after Marie's passing, I decided I didn't respect her anymore. How does a daughter leave her dad after such a thing? She moves across the country, she and the painting. And you said nothing. That's because you're a liberal. If Lorraine and I had a child, he would have stayed put to make sure the parents were okay. That's a Republican household. It was good to see her. She looks more like Marie now that she's getting older. I didn't talk to her much that day. She said she had something for me in the trunk of her car. A rental, an expensive car. She hands me a bundle of fabric. Didn't know what it was. It was your overcoat. She said she knew you would want me to have it. You always had good taste. She could have sent it to the cleaners first. There was a mustard stain on the hem. How do you get a mustard stain on the hem of your dress coat? And she hadn't checked the pockets because I found an empty container of your Tic Tacs. How could she not know there was something more of value in there? Like money or a wallet. But it was nice that she gave it to me. I asked if she wanted to come over to the house for a drink before she left town. She said no. There were too many memories in the house. It reminded her of the past. She said she is going to move up to Washington State. She's getting farther away. Soon, she'll be living in Canada. That's where liberals end up, expatriates. I took your coat to the cleaners. I left it there for months. They had to call me from the cleaners to remind me that I had a garment. I forgot all about it. Then it hung in my closet. I saw it every day, but never wanted to come back to the park. Too soon. But today, I came back. I wore your coat because it's turned cold out. The park looks different than when I stopped coming. So since it was cold out, I wore your coat. Thank you. I like it. It was very nice that you thought of me. I thought it would hurt too much if I came back too soon. It was a good memorial service. People said very nice things about you. They were all leftists and let us know their views on everything. Did they come to celebrate your life, or did they come to promote their politics? I stayed. I said nothing. I am sure if I opened my mouth, they would have known I was Republican and sacrificed me on the altar. I stayed mum. They turned out to be very nice people and said very kind things about you. You are a good man, Arnold. I appreciated hearing your viewpoints on things. We didn't always agree, but we had good talks. That's what made us friends. We could talk, but then let things go. We respected each other. At least on this bench for 1 or 2 hours once a week. Sometimes diametrically opposed on issues, but talked. All these years, all these Wednesdays, in neutral territory in the park. Switzerland. You thought you would change me. I would never come over to your side. I was right and you were wrong. But you were correct. You did finally make me be left.
So nice to see you via Zoom. I'm just here rotting in my house. How are you? In life, I can be pretty ADD. I have random thoughts that plague me. I can push them away in the day when I'm out and about, but at night around 3 a.m., they tend to pop the fuck out. I ask myself things like, does Brad Pitt finally impress Shania Twain? Will Spirit Halloween take over all the empty storefronts and eventually the world? Here are a few thoughts and stories that consume my everyday life. COVID didn't originate from a bat. The origins can be traced back to the millennial trend of making brooms stand on their own. The world tilted so far off of its axis from everyone doing it at once, then shit got weird. Spread that conspiracy theory.
I wish someone would have told me being an adult mostly consists of not knowing what you're doing, Googling it, and writing sorry for the delayed response emails until you die.
In 1998, my mother, Katie, and I went to see a performance of The Sound of Music on Broadway. At this time, I carried a Furby with me no matter where I went. I always had one on me. Hey, look, growing up, I knew a girl who carried around a hermit crab cage with no hermit crabs in it, so don't come for me. In the middle of the performance, this chatty ass Furby decided to start running its mouth, talking shit. This was pre-cell phone, so the original phone going off in the middle of a performance was a Furby. We fumbled trying to get this thing to shut up. We couldn't figure it out. Everyone was staring. This event has been seared into my brain. I live in fear that my Furbies will materialize and start chatting away in the middle of a performance. Or my cell phone will go off and you'll hear Ariana Grande's No Tears Left to Cry, and I will cry. Many tears. I will stare you down if you text in the middle of a performance. At my favorite but problematic show, Miss Saigon, a woman next to me was texting during the helicopter scene. I'm sorry, is there not enough going on for you to be engaged in? There's a fucking helicopter on stage.
Remember in 2010 when Paula Deen got hit in the face with a ham? Because I do.
When Jerry Orbach died, he donated his eyes. He gave the gift of sight to 2 New Yorkers. There are 2 humans roaming around the earth who can say they have one of Jerry Orbach's eyes. Try to remember when life was so tender that no one wept except the willow. Indeed. Therefore, there are 2 people who cry with one of Jerry's eyes. Wow. In 2008, rapper T.I. and Rihanna, who still hasn't given us a new album, released a song titled Live Your Life. And I thought to myself, yeah, the fuck have I been doing? Not living it. Then in 2019, T.I. publicly announced that he accompanies his 19-year-old daughter annually to her OBGYN to make sure her hymen is still intact. So I guess everyone but T.I.'s daughter, live your fucking life. Da, 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 da. One time, I saw an episode of Law and Order SVU in the early 2000s about gender reassignment. The doctor said, it's easier to dig a hole than build a pole. I nodded. I will never forgive that woman on that ranch for losing Shadow, Sassy, and Chance. I am never not thinking about the fact that the Teletubbies are actually 10 feet tall. Flintstone vitamins are fucking delicious. The sport called frisbee golf, where you go into the woods and throw a frisbee into a chain net standing next to some random tree, is the most pointless game to ever exist. It is probably the #1 cause of Lyme's disease. It was absolutely created by a man wearing Adidas slides with socks. Sprite Remix was fucking fantastic. A double feature of Finding Nemo and the original Pirates of the Caribbean movie with a large Sprite remix, finished off with Dippin' Dots, the ice cream of the future. Name a better day. I dare you. There's a movie on Lifetime called Did I Kill My Mother? If you have to ask that question, that's a pretty big issue. You should probably know that. How would you not know that? Is Bridgerton actually a good show? Or is everyone just super horny? Side effect of the pandemic. But I mean, hey, at least somebody's winning at quarantine. I described the show to my friend as super hot guys with sideburns I would literally drag a male for having in 2021. It wasn't offensive in terms of the show. It made sense for the time period. But if a man came up to me in 2021 with those sideburns, I would tell him to seriously reconsider his life choices. The actor who played Colin Bridgerton stepped onto screen and I was like, Marius, what's good? He looked like he walked onto set after a matinee of Les Mis and they were like, you can stay. I wanted him to give us 32 bars of empty chairs and empty tables. I now use hashtag Bridgerton on my Instagram posts to trick the algorithm into getting me more likes. I don't know if it's working. In the song One of Us, Joan Osborne asks, if God had a name, what would it be and would you call it to his face? What would you ask if you had just one question? To which I always look up to the heavens and yell, who killed John Benet Ramsey? It is my number one question for God. In middle school, I took a trip with a local theater group to Disney World to perform. We also swung by Universal Studios. Yes, Taylor Swift was on this trip. We auditioned for Slime Time Live. Long story short, I made the cut and Taylor Allison Swift did not. I had to catch pickles in a bowl strapped to the top of my head. It was hands down the most athletic thing I have ever accomplished. I won a bike. David Arquette was there. So yes, I won that day. But Taylor Swift, she won in life. In 2019, I lost 2 raincoats. How my dumbass did this is still a mystery. The one was a Michael Kors raincoat that doubled as a spring jacket. I took this coat to 15 countries. I adored it. Vanished. The second was a more traditional, lightweight raincoat from Cat Kitson from the UK. Had forest animals all over it. So adorable. I am still angry about this and will be angry about it until the end of time. Sometimes when I see foxes and deer in my backyard, I think, fuck, I want my raincoats back. Or a conversation will die off, and all I can think about is the witchcraft that made both of these jackets disappear. Sometimes I consider putting out a small wanted ad with no questions asked, small reward, kind of like that time Lenny Kravitz tweeted out his email address because he lost a pair of vintage sunglasses and he wanted them back. I want them back. And if I ever find them, I'm going to be buried in them so I never lose them again. These are some of my random thoughts. This is where we must part ways, or I'll keep you here all goddamn day. If you need me, I'm around, curating my Zoom background.